Well, today we're going to talk about dreaming. What type of dreaming? Your dream. And I'm going to tell you 6 steps you can take to live your dream. And I think that's something that we have forgotten. I think we've forgotten to dream. We've forgotten to think big. I think with society today, I think that we've walked into this idea where we're surviving instead of thriving. And here's the key thing. We weren't meant to thrive. We weren't meant to survive. We were meant to thrive, folks. We were meant to expand, to grow, to experience life beyond anything. We were meant to do new things. We were meant to use our gifts in the world in ways no one has ever used them before. And so today I'm going to give you an idea of how can you make this happen in your life. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. No one else can make it happen. Only you can make it happen. And before you can begin any of this process, you've got to do and know who you are. That's right. Who are you? Not that you're a man, not that you're a woman, not that you're gay, not that you're straight, not that you're this, not that you're that. But who are you? What turns you on? What juices you? What are the things that are most important to you? These are things that I do when I do a values workshop, where we uncover what are the 3 to 5 most important things in your life. Once you know that, you realize, oh, this is what makes me unique. This is where I want to take myself. And you realize, not only do you realize what's important to you, but you realize that you have the power to create it. You have the power to make your dream come true. So you've got to know who you are. Then you've got to do something really big. Something that my granddaughter Claire does. She is always using her imagination. She's always coming up with new ideas. So step 2 is you've got to begin to imagine what you want. And most of us don't do that. We limit ourselves based on our socioeconomic status, based on where we're living, based on this, based on that. We stop ourselves and say, I can't imagine that because I've got these limitations. No, in your mind, there are no limitations other than the limitations that you put on your mind. So you've got to be in a place to step outside. Here's the key thing. You want to have people in your life who stimulate you to imagine, who ask you questions that cause you to expand your thoughts about things. Here's another way. If when you're imagining what you want, let's say you're imagining having a relationship with a partner, sit down and start imagining how great it could be and write down all the things that you would do. You want spontaneity? Do you want humor? Do you want someone that's clean, disciplined? Do you want someone who likes to travel? Do you like someone who likes to play sports? Do you like to have someone who's fun to talk to engage with? Someone who's open to new ideas? And you write all these things down and you imagine. You fully imagine the feeling that you will have in that relationship. And keep in mind, the only thing we really want out of anything is the feeling we get from it. It's not the physical thing, it's not the person, it's the feeling we have with them. I can tell you I'm in my 50th year of marriage. I'll celebrate 50 years this December. I love the feeling I have when I'm with Jean. I get to be authentically Lee. I'm comfortable with her. She's comfortable with me. We know that we come together in non-judgment. I imagine this every day deeper and deeper and deeper. And the more you imagine, the more you give yourself the ability to create. Once you have imagined something, then the next step is to visualize it. Visualize what you want. In your mind, already see yourself in that situation, in that event. See yourself, as we were talking a few moments ago, in a healthy relationship that is mutually loving, accepting, fun, supportive, growing, expanding. And I share with you that expanding is critical to everything. Our DNA is a DNA to expand, to grow, to become more, to experience more. Here's where boredom comes in when you're not growing. Here's when arguments start when you're not growing. Here's when we feel depressed and anxious when we're not growing. We've forgotten that we were meant to grow from the moment we were birthed to the moment that we let go and we transcend this universe into the next. We were meant to grow, to experience and have more. Now, can you visualize that? Can you see that in the areas of your life? Can you see yourself receiving a check that you never anticipated for $10,000? What did it feel like to get that check? What are you going to do with it once you've got that check? A lot of people will immediately go out and spend it. Well, that tells me something. That tells me they're spenders. That tells me they'll never be wealthy. If you're going to visualize yourself as wealthy, you have to visualize yourself as a wealthy person. And what does that mean? Those are great questions. The next step is step 4. You have to see yourself with whatever you want. You literally have to step into the person. You step into the image of the person in a relationship. You step into the person who has money. You step into the person who has a healthy, vibrant body. You step into it. You see yourself as already there. In your imagination, you do not see yourself without. And one of the ways that we see ourselves without so much is because we compare ourselves to others. Comparison, my friends, is the death of joy. Comparison is the death of self-satisfaction. Everyone around you will have something different than you. No one will have exactly what you have because no one's going to dream the way you dream. So you've got to see yourself with it and not care. Not care what anyone else has, not care what anyone else thinks. Because remember, this is your life. And you're not here to please anyone. You're here to be your most unique and authentic self. And when you're authentic, you're not afraid of anything. You will talk with whoever's in your world and you'll be comfortable because you're being you. You see, once you've had the ability to know who you are, to imagine what you want, to visualize what you want, to step into that person, then what you do is you live as if it was already yours. You live as if you're in the perfect relationship. You live as if you have the money. Well, how do I do that? Well, it's real simple. If you're talking about a relationship, you're open with everyone you meet. You're kind with everyone you meet. You're considerate. You're fun. You're asking relevant questions. One of the greatest things you can ask people is, how are you feeling? That's a connection. People want to know that. It's not you come home from your job and you look at your wife or your husband and you say, well, what'd you do today? No, that's not a good question. The question is, how do you feel? Where are you in your life right now? And that opens the door for people to talk, to have an intimate discussion. And you see, like with money, living as if it was already yours. If you want to be a millionaire, you got to be a good steward. You got to act like a millionaire. You've got to invest like a millionaire. You've got to spend like a millionaire. Most millionaires don't spend as crazy as a lot of people believe they do. Those ones that do spend in a crazy fashion, a reckless fashion, they're not millionaires for very long. They've lost their money. You've got to become that person. For myself, I realized if I was going to live a life and be old and be able to be a teacher and be able to fully enjoy life, I had to take care of my body. So I'm living right now. I started this when I was 21. I went to the gym, and I've been going to the gym for 50 years. I've been living as if I was young physically, and I'm still living it. I still work out just as hard as I did when I was 21, and I am 71. And it's given me a quality of life that I wouldn't trade for anything, because I imagined what the quality of life could be as I aged. I've already imagined that at 124, I can be as active as I am now. And so everything I'm doing now is I'm living as if. I'm doing, eating, thinking, meditating, relieving the stress, finding outlets to learn, to grow, to become more. Once you do all that, the next step is be grateful. Be grateful for what you already have. The more you express gratitude, the more the universe brings to you. If you're constantly complaining and talking about what you don't have, what's not in your life, the universe hears you're not worthy. The universe hears you don't have it. The universe hears you saying, I'm without, and the universe will keep you without. But if the universe is hearing you say, I'm grateful for the relationship I have with my partner, I'm grateful for the relationship I have with my parents, I'm grateful for the relationship with my friends, with my siblings, I love the way we interact, the universe says, oh yeah, let's bring better and more relationships. And if you're only making $20,000 a year right now, but you're grateful for it because it allows you to live on your own, it allows you the freedom, it allows you to go out every once in a while. The universe hears that. But here's a key thing to remember. 90% or more of what most people talk about, most people think about, are complaining and gossiping. And if you're an individual that's complaining and gossiping, guess what? You're going to attract what you're complaining and gossiping about. So stop living in the past. Dream about what your most fantastic, authentic life could possibly be. See it from a financial standpoint, from a relationship standpoint, from a job standpoint, from a health standpoint, and from a spiritual standpoint. Dream and create your mind on that dream. And remember, spend time learning and knowing who you are. Imagine what you want. Visualize what you want. See yourself in it. Step into it and feel it as if it were already here. And then live as if your dream were now. And most importantly, every day, be grateful for everything in your life. I promise you, if you follow these 6 steps, you will live a dream life. And when you leave your body, you leave your mind, you will say, man, what a magnificent ride I created. It was worth every moment. You have the power, and only you have the power, and it's up to you to use it. I know you can, because I've done it for myself, and you're every bit as powerful as I am. Make it a great life, because it's perfect.